Hello viewers, welcome. Today we are going to discuss character in Ice Candy Man, major characters and minor characters. So Lenny Sethi is one of the character. Lenny is a 4-year-old when the novel begins. She is a smart little girl who is suffering from polio, which gives her a limp. She lives with her family in Lahore. She loves her parents but worries about their relationship. So she loves her parents and her parents love her, but she is worried about the quarrels between her parents. She wants attention from her father but does not always receive it. So she want attention of her father as much she is getting from her mother, but since his father is a renowned businessman, she is not able to get that attention. Leni family are Parsi and they practice the Zoroastrian religion. So Leni religion is Parsi and Parsi is a minority community. Leni is very close with Aya, her nanny. So Aya is her nanny, her caretaker. She takes care of her and Adi. Aya takes all around the city and she meets all sorts of interesting characters belonging to various religion. So Aya is very attached to Lenny and she takes Lenny to various places and various like a zoo, park, and she's mixes with other people and people from other religion. Lenny is painfully honest and unable to tell a lie. So Lenny is a very honest person and she always tells the truth. She is also becoming aware of sexuality as a force around her. Now, as she is living with Aya, she is able to understand about sexuality, and even there is a his relative, a cousin who also treat Lenny in that way. Lene is anxious about what is going to happen to her country and her city. So Lene is a introvert girl and she doesn't talk much, but she is a close observer of the situation. She always listen to the adults talk very carefully, and she hears that what is going to happen to India. There are rumors of partition, and there is a rumors of a new country being made. She hears all sort of adult conversations about India being partitioned and violence between different religious groups. So she is hearing all those news. Finally, on Lenny's birthday in 1947, the British leaves India and it splits into two separate countries. So in the year 1947, British leaves India, and Lenny is not much worried about that. In fact, she's worried that her birthday is coming and that people are not celebrating her birthday and they're not caring for her birthday because she's a naive little girl, innocent girl. An angry mob kidnap Aya after Lenny gives up her hiding place. So one day, among the partition riot, angry mob came to Lenny's house at his bungalow, and they took away Aya because of Lenny. Because Lenny told tells the truth that Aya is hiding somewhere. Now, Lenny spends the rest of the novel trying to find her missing nanny, eventually finding her with help of her godmother. Now, rest of the novel is a search for Aya, and she has a new Aya also, Hamida. And eventually, with the help of godmother, they get hideouts of Aya, and Aya is sent to India eventually. Now, about Aya. Aya is Lenny's 18-year-old nanny. Her real name is Shanta, which means peace. She is described as a chocolate brown and short. So her color is chocolate brown and she's short. She's not very tall. She is so beautiful that everyone from a shopkeeper to beggar stares at her in street. So she has a seductive appearance and people are attracted towards her, like a beggar and all those people, shopkeeper and working class people. They stares at her and they are attracted by her beauty. She has a number of suitors, admirers, including Masoor, a massage man, and Sharbat Khan, a knife sharpener, and Ice Candy Man, Dillamas, who is a ice cream vendor. After partition, when most Hindus like Aya leave Pakistan for India, Aya decide to stay. So Aya is very attached to the country Pakistan, and she is very happy with Sethi's family. She is serving them, and so she decides that she will live there only in Pakistan. One day, a mob discovers her at home and kidnaps her, but nothing happens as desired. And one day, angry mobs come to their house, and she is kidnapped now. Ice Candyman forces her into prostitution and then marries her. Ice Candyman, who led the mob, he took her and he pushed her in prostitution. Then eventually he marries her. She converts to Islam and takes the name Mumtaz. Now, that Ice Candyman, before marrying Shanta, converts her into Muslim, and her name is now Mumtaz. Eventually, she is rescued from Ice Candy Man and leaves for India to find her family. Now that Ice Candy Man is keeping her in that Hira Mandi, that brothel area, and with the help of Godmother, she is rescued and finally sent to India, Amritsar. Now about Dil Nawaz. This is a very important character in this novel, upon which the name of the novel is Ice Candy Man. This is a clip from movie where Amir Khan played the role of Ice Candyman. Ice Candyman is a Muslim popsicle seller. Um, he also does other odd jobs and scams such as freeing birds, selling herbal remedies, and pretending to be a Muslim saint. So Ice Candyman is a very shrewd person, and he's a versatile kind of person. And during summer season, he sells popsicles, and he do some odd job also. He makes he does some scams also, and he sells birds, and he used to free birds for money. Selling herbal remedies is also his work. And sometimes what happened, she pretend to become a Muslim saint, and he does a telephonic conversation between God and people. Now that man Dillamaz is in love with Aya and is one of her main suitor. So he is in very much in love with Aya, and he loves Aya, and he wants her for himself. However, over time, he becomes jealous of others, most particularly Masoor. But when he finds that Aya is in love with Masoor, that massage man, and not with her, not with him, then he becomes angry and he becomes very very jealous, and he tries to take revenge. When the population exchange between Hindus and Sikh and Muslim begin, the he finds a train full of Muslim refugees from India who have been slaughtered. Now, what happens? There was a his sisters are coming from India, and they are in a train, and along with her sisters, his sister, there are lots of people are there, and they are slaughtered. So he becomes very revengeful, and he joins other party to take revenge. He begins to turn on his former non-Muslim friends. Now he is a totally changed man. He also helps kidnap Aya, makes her work as a prostitute, and then marries her. So he is a leader of the people who came to kidnap Aya, and he is the person who threw Aya into prostitution, and then eventually he marries her. They live in the red light district area of Hira Mandi, that brothel area that hosts the kind of high class brothels in which he grew up. So he was himself a son of a prostitute, and so that was his area, and he kept Aya there. Aya wants to leave him, and when she is freed, he begins following her first to camp for rescue women, and then across the border to India. But Aya is followed by that ice candy man wherever she goes. First, she was followed when she was living in a rescue camp near Lenny's house. Then, across the border when she went to Amritsar. Now he assumes the role of mad lover, reciting poetry and pining for his love. Now he became a totally mad lover, a shyer, and he has become such a mad person that he's following Aya everywhere. When the novel was first published in England, the title was not Cracking India but Ice Candyman. So this novel was first published from the name of Ice Candyman. Then when it was published in America, USA, the name was turned into Cracking India instead of Ice Candyman. Now about Rhoda Bai, grandmother of Lenny. So she is grandmother of Lenny from distance relation, and her name is Rhoda Bai. The matriarch of Lenny's family, godmother, is characterized by her strength and wisdom. So she is a very powerful person, and she is very witty also. Godmother's real name is Rhoda Bai. She is married to old husband and lives with slave sister. So she is married to a husband, and in the novel he is just called old husband, and she also lives with her slave sister. Means there is a younger sister of her, and the name is called slave sister uh, because Rhoda Bai treats her younger sister in that way, like a slave, like a servant. Godmother is Lenny's role model. Now Lenny loves godmother very much, and even godmother loves Lenny so much, and she's role model of Lenny. She is a loving and independent. She's a very independent person, and she is caring person. She's all resourceful, and she uses her resources everywhere. She seems to know everything happening in the Lahore, and thanks to her wide connections and many informants. So she has a wide range of connections and information giver people, and because of that, she finds out where Aya is being kept. She helps to discover Aya's whereabouts and then rescues her. So, because of that, she rescues Aya. Godmother act as a something of a counterpart to Ice Candy Man in that she's empathetic to suffering of women all around her. So she's just a foil to Ice Candy Man, where Ice Candy Man is being a sufferer, he being responsible for victimization of women, and here that godmother is being liberator and helper of women. She dares to challenge the pervasive presence of sexual violence in society, and she is challenging that sexual violence and all those kind of violence, and she's helping people. And even she helped Rana, uh, a partition victim child, and she admitted her to a convent school. Now there are many minor characters like Imam Din. Imam Din is uh, Lenny's house. At his house, he's a man of 50 years old, and he's a very good person. And in his free time, he plays with children. And old husband is husband of godmother mother. Mrs. Sethi is a very good person, and she is a very loving mother. Her character is very important in the sense that she help people to combat that mayhem of partition. There is a father, Mrs. Sethi, and who is father of Lenny. Then Rana is a child who was a victim of partition. He belonged to Pir Pindo village, and he is grandson of Imam Din. Then electric aunt called Bisley auntie, also known as Mini auntie, and she is a widow. And she that electric aunt is mother of cousin, who is friend of Lenny. Now slave sister, a younger sister of Rhoda Bai, Pappu, a child belonging to lower caste family who lives, that's a sweeper family, and they live in compound of Lenny. Moti is father of Pappu. Muchu is mother of Lenny's friend Pappu, that this small girl. Then Hamida is another and second Aya of Lenny, who came in the place of that Shanta when Shanta was kidnapped. So that Hamida was there to take care of Lenny and her younger brother Adi. Adi Sethi is younger brother of Lenny. Sharbat Khan. Sharbat Khan is a person who sharpened knife and he's a good friend of Aya. He is one among the admirers of Aya. So these are the characters and hope you like this video. Thank you so much.